Was that Christmas?
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. All right, we are live. Y'all, can you believe it? Halfway through with August, and Charisse, I say that every week. I'm like, okay, well, it's August 8th, and now it's the 15th, and time just marches on. Time marches on. Hey, everybody, welcome to Ladies Who Lunch. It's my favorite time of the week on Thursdays at 12 o'clock, and once again, I have a fabulous guest who I have grown to love. This is Charisse Holliday.
Hey, y'all!
And she is so awesome. She's going to tell us all kinds of great things on how to put on our makeup, how to not look your age, but
just how to look and feel your best.
Yes, feel our best, because you know, like she tells me, or I tell her, I understand she can only do so much, so we're going to work. We're going to work with what we have.
We have a lot to work with you, Shelly.
There is a lot.
No, in the best way.
All right, so listen, grab your sandwich, grab your sip, your swig, whatever that is, and we will get right down to it, because the great thing about it is we're going to chat live, and then when we're done, Charisse and I are going to record the podcast, and you can listen to that, the rest of our story and our conversation today, come Sunday when we upload that.
Cool.
And so it'll be on lots of different things. So let me just start asking some questions, Charisse.
Shoot.
All right. So, you know, I told y'all, when we are willing to open up ourselves and to try new things, new and great people come into your life. And it's so true. And I've talked about that before. Charisse is one of those examples, because thanks to social media, I found her online, like last year?
I think it was a year ago, because we were doing your hair and makeup for your book. The launch?
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
Oh, the launch.
The party.
Yes, the
At
party.
Henderson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charisse, you have a good memory. It's because you're young. Okay. Yes, okay. So that seems like a long time ago, but Charisse did my makeup for the book launch party, and we got to know each other, and whenever I need some tips or I need my makeup done, because it always looks better when someone else does it,
and it feels better.
It feels better. She is my go-to girl, so I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
So let's talk makeup first.
Yeah.
All right? And here is the dilemma. You can only work with what you have, and we want to look our best.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, how do we look our best? And that might mean some women don't want to wear makeup, but most of us really do want to wear something. So what do you feel like is the top thing that we should think about as we prep for the day, and what we should wear besides sunscreen?
Okay. So I'm glad you said sunscreen, because that was literally going to be the first thing out of my mouth. Never leave the house without sunscreen.
Ever.
My sister and I have the world's palest skin. I don't know how it happened, because we were both born and bred from Southern California at the beach. So I'm not really sure where our translucent skin came from, but we have it. So we're sunscreen fiends. But number one for me is whatever your makeup and hair and beauty overall look is that you're going for, confidence is key. If you're walking out of the house and you don't feel like wearing any makeup, and you're running errands, you're going to the gym, whatever, that's great. You don't need it. Like, whatever it is that you want to feel your best in, be confident in it. That would be my number one thing. Second to that, I agree with you. Most women do want to wear some kind of makeup. Something. I know I feel much better when I leave the house with a little something on. So I think for the natural babes, I would go with a CC cream or BB cream. They essentially mean the same thing. They're just marketed different ways by beauty companies, which is fine. And
interesting.
They really mean the same thing, I know. But, and I never leave the house, for me personally, without mascara. So we're overall toning the skin, making sure it's seamlessly the same, and mascara, because that just provides a lot of life to the eyes.
Maybe a little lip gloss or lipstick.
A little lip gloss. For me personally, I like a little shine. Some girls like more matte looks. That's fine too. And then for our more glam girls, they usually know exactly what they like. So if they're going out for a night on the town, my guess would be that they're going from primer to foundation to powder to blush to mascara, eyeshadow, eyeliner, the whole nine
Okay,
yards.
well that's me on a daily
That's
basis.
you.
And I still can't seem to like get it right.
But that's okay, because you're still learning.
I'm learning.
When did we have our lesson? We had our lesson
Before your trip.
a month ago then. A month and a half, we'll say.
Mhm.
So I've been doing this almost 7 years.
Mhm.
So we've just,
You're the professional.
you just have to keep practicing.
All right.
And it looks so good today.
Well, I'm trying, and here's the good part. It's really not as hard as you
It's
think
not.
it might be.
Yeah.
And when you get into that routine, because as we age gracefully, our skin changes,
Yeah.
and sometimes, your skin's dry, sometimes it's oily. It's kind of just back to where we started as an adolescent. But also, there's different things that I have been experiencing. So let me give you two as I thought about it this week. Number one, I feel like, and it could be the southern humidity, I feel like I put my makeup on and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I go outside and I get in the car and I'm like, where did it go?
Yeah. So that's been, I feel like, your number one problem.
Yes.
That you're always just like, what is happening?
Yes, where did it go?
Yes. And okay, so that's super
Okay,
common.
let me give you a funny story.
Okay,
I thought
let's
about you.
hear it.
I got gas last week, and I think it might have been last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there while my car's being, I got the gas going.
Yeah.
And I flip down the mirror, and I'm like going like this, and this lady who's older than me, much older, pulls up on the other stall, and she gets out of her car and she goes, "Honey, don't even try."
No.
And so that started a conversation, and we started laughing, and I said, "I know." I said, "I just put makeup on an hour ago." And she goes, "I have the same trouble." And she goes, "You know what?" And she goes, "Wait till you're my age." She goes, you won't even be able to wear makeup." And I'm like, no, I gotta talk to Charisse about this.
Oh my God. Okay, well, first off, Janet, stay in your lane.
Yes.
Second
I know. I was
off,
like, is it that bad?
it is not that bad. Oh my Lord. Okay.
We
so,
laughed. We had a nice conversation.
Because you're you and you're an angel from above. But if somebody said that to me, I would say, "Listen, Janet, stay in your lane."
Yeah, Janet, because it took me a while
Adios,
to,
amigos.
put this on. But the other thing is, okay, so see, she even
So mean.
she felt my pain, and she was like, "Yeah, I know." So
Yeah.
it looks like it disappears, and then also I've noticed, probably everybody out there is like, "Yes, amen." Give us a little shout out if this is you. You put on your eyeliner,
Okay.
your concealer,
Yeah.
you put your powder on,
Uh-huh.
and then 5 hours later, I'm like, it has all just.
So do you feel it's literally disintegrating, or is it running, or is it doing both?
It's like dark circles under my eyes.
Or like
because
creeping their way back in?
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's like gone from being there to
Okay.
melting.
So number one, this is all, I hope Janet is watching as well, so she can take the tips from Shelly and I. Number one would be, I'm a big fan of primer. So not everybody is, and it's kind of, I guess, a personal choice. I find for me it really works. That is because I have extremely oily skin, and so I use a mattifying primer in my T-zone, and then whatever products you're using foundation-wise, which I know you're using good ones. And then we have to, if you have that oily skin or you find yourself having this issue, you have to set it with some sort of powder.
I do that too.
The way I like to set my foundation is with a sponge. So whether it's a beauty blender or one of those people call them the little egg sponges, I dip that directly into my powder and I press it into my skin.
Okay.
So rather than taking a brush, and this is just what works for me, and I have very oily skin, so I know that when I'm starting at 5 a.m. and I get home at 5 p.m., you're going to accumulate a little bit of shine, I feel like. That's just natural, but it's not to the point where'd all my makeup go? So for me, I dip directly into the powder and I am pushing it into my skin. That's kind of.
I have to try that.
You have to try that with a beauty sponge, powder directly in. And you might be somebody that just needs a little bit more powder, like myself.
Exactly.
You know?
And the thing about it is, here's what I love. So when you have somebody like Charisse who is knowledgeable and knows more than you, I talked about this yesterday. I was a guest on Jen Gluckow's podcast. You have to surround yourself with people that know more than you.
Yeah.
And so Charisse knows more than me about makeup application. And so she's like this great go-to person. All right, now on that note, we're going to talk about you have a new career path.
I do.
And it's so exciting. Charisse has also started from scratch.
Quite literally.
And she has read the book. And so let's talk about it for a few minutes and we'll continue on our podcast. But, So, all right. So how are you starting from scratch?
So I am literally starting from scratch in every way, shape of the meaning. So, gosh, what's today? Thursday? So last Friday, almost a week ago, my business partner and I, Sabrina Simpson, started our own hair and makeup company, literally from ground floor up. So we are in the first week and things are...
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been really exciting. It has been completely overwhelming and so much fun. So it's been a wild ride. So basically, to backtrack, kind of give you the 411 on my resume.
Okay.
So I wish I could say I'm from here because I absolutely love it here, but I'm not. I was born and raised in Southern California, moved to Virginia for some time, moved up to New York City for college, and then from there I moved down here 5 years ago. I started working for Be Pretty Charlotte here in the city, and we were there, Sabrina was there, I'm going to say 7.5 years, 8 years, and I was there about 4.5, almost 5. It was fantastic. We loved every second of every day, and we just both one day realized very organically that we had a lot of entrepreneurial spirit in us. Her grandfather's an entrepreneur, and that kind of really was always within her blood. And my father is an entrepreneur, very successful, and that was always in my blood. And we just got to talking one day and realized that this is something we really wanted, and so we want to kind of take things and see what happened. And there was no better time than right now. So.
Well, that's right. And listen, there is no good time. And like you and I talked before we went live, the entrepreneurial spirit is not for everyone.
No.
And it is not for the faint of heart. And that is a fact. However, when you do have it and you're bit by the bug, you must try it.
Yeah.
You have to.
It doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away.
And it never fully quiets itself. So,
and I think that, yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing. You know what? Try it and see what happens. And there is a lot of people everywhere that need to feel good and use your services. And, you know, this is what I say. When we look good, we feel good.
That's our whole business message to every woman out there is just, we want to make you feel beautiful. That's it.
And regardless of your age or your circumstances, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked to Beth Kleinman and her sister Missy 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, time flies. And and her sister Missy has pancreatic cancer. And you know, she was here with us. She had on the cutest dress from Anthropology. She had on eyelash extensions.
Yeah.
She was adorable in capital letters. And it just goes back to, like, we're all smiling here. Like, I hope you get to meet her sometime.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And so we talked about that. Like, when you feel good, you look good, and even despite your circumstances, you want to get up, get dressed. We can't wear gym clothes all day, every day.
No, because you won't feel good. There's like an actual disease that doesn't technically exist within the medical dictionary, but it is yoga pants syndrome. And it is, if you wake up every day, and I get it for those that work at home, it's hard.
But you
because,
still, sometimes I work at home, you gotta get dressed.
But you got
Yeah.
it, you do. And like, maybe you're just changing yoga pants, but at least you're doing something, you know?
And if you have on yoga pants, but you put on makeup,
it's a whole new world.
It's a whole
It's
new
a whole
world.
new world.
I promise you. And even like if you just do what Charisse said and do lipstick and mascara.
Yeah.
It does make
It
you
just
feel
makes
good.
you feel. I was just talking with Sabrina about this the other day because we've obviously been at home working and whatever, and if we don't see any clients that day, there's probably a high chance that we both did not get ready that day.
Right.
And that's fine. Obviously, everyone needs a day off, but within this past week, we've been working our creative brain severely. And so I was like, I remember I was talking to her on the phone and I said, I really just like had to go get ready and sit down so then I could write, I think I was writing a blog post or something. Because otherwise I was so not in the right frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that just applies for everybody everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Well, listen, we could talk all day. You just came back from a great vacation in Spain.
Yes!
So, we might be able to talk about that on the podcast. Have a little extra time. What? Tell us real quick before we go.
Yeah.
Since you've been in Charlotte for 5 years,
Yes.
and I've been here like for way more than that. What's your favorite thing to do in town?
Oh my gosh. Put me on the spot. Let's think. I'm such a homebody. So my number one favorite thing is to be at home with my husband and our 2 girls, dogs, not children. But if we are going out.
If you're going out, where do you want to go? Or where have you been?
Let's think about this. We love to go out and like really do a night out. So like go to a restaurant, sit there for 3-4 hours, eat, drink with friends, and just like have a good time. Like a genuine conversations are really happening and like the night just kind of goes in a flash. That's probably like our favorite thing to do. I'm trying to think of like our favorite place to go, and honestly more than a favorite, we probably like to try somewhere new. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because every day is a new restaurant in Charlotte, so
I
that's
cannot
probably what
believe it.
we
The
like
growth.
to do best. Yeah.
All right. So if anybody has a suggestion for where you should go out,
Yeah. Tell
or
us.
if they need a makeup tip or two, where can they find you?
So y'all can follow our company's Instagram. It is LookLove Beauty, and my personal one is Charisse.Holliday, and I think that's it.
Okay.
LookLoveBeauty.com. So yeah.
I know, it's so fun. Okay, y'all, listen, make it a great day, and if you're not having a great month, just know that it's only half over, so you have the power to make it great, and with good makeup application, you can have an even better month.
Even better day. You can feel
so,
beautiful.
Listen, feel beautiful from the inside out, and don't be afraid to try new things, new products, because you never know what you might find. But make it a great day, and don't forget, follow us, Shelly L. Henderson, and if you haven't picked up a book, it's still on Amazon.
And
We'll
it's
see y'all.
fantastic.
Yeah, we'll see you. Go start from scratch.